All right, this is the Nearpod one. So this is what the site looks like. Here's the website. So I'm just going to log in because I already have an account. I always log in with Google so I don't have to remember anything. And then you'll see this. So I obviously have things in mind because I've made stuff. So you're going to go to your create and you want a lesson. And then you can title it right here what you want. So I do the unit 3 and I'm going to be letting lesson I think let me find what lesson I'm doing. Um 9. So that's what I'm going to title it. Lesson 9. That's how I keep myself organized. So if you wanted to just add a slide on here, you can. There's nothing fancy. You pick a background. You can pick a layout. Audio is where you can put voice over it. You could upload files. I think it's easiest to upload a slideshow I've already made. So if you go right here, it says upload files. So you can use a PowerPoint, anything. You just got to drag it in. So this is my whole unit slideshow. So this is what I do. I just copy the lesson for the day. And then I have a blank slideshow. I paste it, keep original. And then you'd go back to Nearpod, hit the Google button, and then just look for the file or slideshow you'd want. So there it is. You want to upload individual slides, so each slide will be on its own instead of one long paper. So it processes it so it looks good, and then they'll all pop up here. Maybe. I promise it doesn't take this long. There it goes. So this is a whole slideshow that I copied from our math lesson. So I usually keep this the same so they know what it is. This is our warm-up slide. If you double click it, it'll make it take you to here. So I could add in the voiceover, like I want you to write down what you know about 1/6. That's the feature I use when I change the slide. Yeah, I didn't do anything to it. So then if you wanted to make this a draw where they could draw on it, you would just click this button right here. It says convert to draw it. It says, are you about to create a draw it from this slide? Do you want to keep a copy of the original slide? I don't keep them. You can if you want, but it would make double of your slide. One would be a draw, one would just be normal. So I'm going to click no. And now that's a draw it slide. So when the kids get to it, they can draw on it and write their answer, or there's a text box where they could type it. Or you could click between and add a slide and add activity. So here's all your activities if you want to add them. So whatever you wanted. So if I wanted them to tell me verbally what it was, I would do Flipgrid. I would go to Flipgrid, type in my stuff, what my login or the code is, and it will take them to my Flipgrid, and then they know what to do from there. I know third grade used Flipgrid last year, so I didn't have to explain it to them. So somewhere in here I had a math one. Anyway, you would just click on here, I just click the link up here and copy it, and then I just paste it in for both of them, and then add. And now your Flipgrid's added automatically. So when they hit next, they'll go to your Flipgrid, do the recording, and then they would come to the next slide. So again, I want to make this a draw it. I want to keep the original. No. So that's kind of how you do that. So if you wanted to add something, you could also do add slide. Here's content. So if you wanted to add something like this, you just click it and then it'll take you to what you need. Activities are the interactive things. So time to climb, I think that's like kind of check what you know. So you enter your question, your options, and then just keep adding and save. So you could put that where you want it. You could do open-ended question. You type a question, they have to type something. Matching pairs, I like I said, we do card sorts, so I type the instructions here. Add the pair, so you would put the matches together. So I can do 9 times 3, or you can put a picture in. 27, done. So there's a match. 5 times 4, the answer is 20. Done. And then when you're done adding your matches, you hit save. And there it is. You can drag it and put it wherever you want to rearrange it. There is quiz. It's a quiz. Flipgrid. So if you want to do the Flipgrid, there's that button. Draw it. If you click this without a slide, this will just give you a white background and you type your instructions here. If you had like a short little, whole worksheets don't work very well. It's very hard to read. So if you would section your worksheet like by section, it would work better and they can just write all over it. You can add a timer to say you're done. So it will move on. I'm not sure how it would work with the self-paced. So that's an option. Collaborate board I've never used. Poll I've used. I've given them a question with what they thought an answer was. And then it kind of at the end shows them the results. Fill in the blanks I've used. So you can say, my name is Haley. Next. Click the word that you don't want to, or the word you want to be in a word bank. I want that word to be in a word bank. Done. So it'll make that for them. You can move it again wherever you want. And memory test, it's just a memory game that you make. So again, you can put the picture and it'll match them up for you. So when you get your slideshow all finished and done, you hit save and exit. So now your slideshow is ready to go. So you can do a live participation with Zoom. Well, it looks like they took that out. That used to be free, so you can't do that anymore. Live participation is if you were with them in class. So if you're doing remote, I would do student paste. So you click student paste. And then I just get a link. I copy the link. I go to my Google Classroom. I'll show you how to use Google Classroom. I add my link, paste it in, and I say lesson 9. If you'd rather use the workbook, it's pages 95 through 96. Send me pictures of your work. So that's what I do. Hit post. So now this is what the kids will see. So on theirs, they just click the link. It'll take them to your welcome your lesson. They'd have to put their name in. Once they do it once, it remembers them. So that's nice. And then they'd hit join lesson and they're free to go wherever they want as fast as they want. So this is our draw it. They can say draw whatever they want, write whatever they want. If they'd rather use a text box, there's the text box. Whoops, I'm trying to move it. There we go. So there's that. The eraser, you click it, drag, erase. So once they hit submit, you have it. So it's just telling them to hit submit. Here is the link to the Flipgrid. So they would just use Flipgrid to record that answer, and they didn't leave. So if you notice, it's still in Nearpod, and there's still the back and forth arrows, so it didn't take them out of your presentation, which I think is nice. So then they just hit the next button when they're done, and they're on to the next thing. Let's see, where's some of that? So here's the matching. Obviously, there's not a ton. So you click the two that match. So these two match. Good job. Good job. So that's what they do. And it will tell you how many tries they did. So you kind of know if they got it or if they were guessing. So obviously, the more you have, the smaller the cards are. Where's some of the other stuff we added? Fill in the blank. So if you had a lot of sentences, they just drag and put them in. They hit done, and you have that. So it tells you it tells them if they're right or wrong. Again, I think it tells you how many tries they've done. And that was all the stuff we added, and then they're done. So that would be their lesson for the day. And then on the teacher end, when you want to check, you would click the lesson that you're doing, click self-paced, highlight the one that you did, and hit view progress. And it says, I logged in, so you'd have a list of everybody who did it. You hit next, and it would show you right here. It says show students' names. So now you can see the students' names. So there's my work that I did for the day. If you had more than one, you'd have to hit the next arrow, and it would take you to the next one, so you don't have to click every single one. Flipgrid, it takes you to Flipgrid so you can see all of them. Again, there's the drawing. It said I didn't do the drawing. And then I'm almost done. Here's my tries. I can view their pairs. So it's a lot of things that you can see what they've done. So view my answers. That was what I put. And that's it. So that's Flipgrid in a nutshell. If you have any other questions, there are like YouTube videos on it. I could always answer your questions, whatever you